qualities you want, and that's like the bottom line.
So
Okay, so
basically,
look.
what you're
Okay, so
saying is
peso,
that.
So
peso.
Camo,
Okay,
you
So
said
peso,
are
what?
you
peso.
gonna
Let
allow
me.
me to speak,
Relax.
sir? Because
Oh
you
my
keep just
goodness,
speaking
guys!
over
Like
me.
this guy just
Like,
came
are
with
you
the
gonna
speak.
allow me to speak
Exactly. That's what I don't
to what he's
Talking to me?
saying?
understand. People that just came on the panel.
Talking to
Man,
me?
look,
Go ahead.
peso. Let me rap with you real quick before I have to go. So
Oh
I'm
my
saying, so are
goodness.
you
Oh
This is
against
man.
exactly why
people?
you got to go to other countries to get women. And
Exactly.
I see what
Man,
y'all
look,
doing.
lady,
Hold on
lady,
one
look.
second,
Whoa.
guys.
Well,
Hold on one
You're
second.
pissing me
Hold
off,
on.
guys,
I
man.
think you, lady. I think you
Let
talking
me
to the
talk to
wrong
Mary
dude
for a second.
because
Go ahead.
my woman from the
Go ahead,
U.S.
Mary.
look way better than you, sweetheart. You understand me? So I'm pretty sure
Hold
you're
on, Mary.
talking to the
Hey,
wrong
Mary,
dude.
Mary. Don't worry about what
And
she.
like I said yesterday, that lady, Kittens and Caskets, I can't stand that witch. Look, you know what? You're more than welcome to pull the fuck up when Pencil Man pulls up, if he ever decides to come out of hiding and face me like a man. I'm sick of your ass too. You're a rude, disrespectful little jackass. But let me continue. There's a point I want to make.
You said now. Say what you was trying to get.
Okay. So let me rap with you, peso. So is
Okay.
it that you don't care? Like you like living your life, right? You live your life the way you want to live your life, right?
Right.
So what
Right.
I'm trying to figure out what's the problem with other people, other men, travelers living their life if that's what they want to.
Well,
This is amazing. I mean, look at these numbers. Okay. So where did he lose his money?
The same way they all lose their money.
By all, what do you mean by all?
The men that are like this,
The men are like that. Who are the men that are like that?
the black men that lose their money from tricking, from spending on luxurious items that they can't afford just to floss in front of everybody else. Those types of black men.
Okay, that's understandable, but I mean, let me ask,
Pause,
DJ Torch,
DJ.
exactly what am I allowed to use the N
Pause
word?
it, DJ.
I'm
So, we were describing what a ninja was in relation to what um we were looking at as it pertains to Tyrese, right?
Yes, we were.
Okay, so I want to redefine and encapsulate some other people that lie within the ninja category. Um, a ninja would also be a person that comes onto another panel knowing that someone vouched for them and their character and doesn't disclose the fact that they've been out and about defaming somebody else's character without even knowing them. So this particular video we're addressing when the wolves come amongst the sheep and one of the people who's like a shepherd allows them in, which would be me. Go ahead.
trying to get this up into the algorithm so you understand.
Gotcha. I'm trying to figure out a decent substitute.
Nuggets, or
Okay, so
something
seven.
like that.
Well, yeah.
Ninja.
Well, there we go. So there we go. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So I mean, pretty much he's a ninja. He's a ninja, and pretty much he spends his money on ninja type stuff. And then, like, I mean, people in the manosphere. I mean, it seems like so many people have a problem with them here. Um, but I mean, there's two sides to almost every coin. Well, to every coin. I'm sorry. So if there's two sides to every coin, I'm pretty sure there's ninjas in the black manosphere as well as people who can sit down and listen to a cast just like this and probably take what's needed and take what's actually feasible, logical, and makes sense, and then throw out the rest. But I mean, taking Tyrese, who I hate, by the way, I can't stand him. I mean, really, like he makes my skin crawl. Um, to be perfectly honest, like I mean, I just don't really see why is it that
That's what's interesting to me is he's worse than Tyrese. If Tyrese, I mean, Tyrese compared to, at least from what I heard on his video and the type of vitriol that he shows towards women, even if it's just one single person. To me, that type of vitriol that he showed Camo was the same type of vitriol he probably shows to a lot of other women. And there's a reason why is that he is a bona fide passport bro. He wanted
Well,
he that's how I see it.
well, the reason why, why we're having to do this, me in particular, I find it, the irony of it is because he kept insisting that we should not have preconceived notions when we're addressing one another, and we should be allowed to have autonomy and come and have a conversation without assuming something about someone else when we haven't encountered them. But he did that exact thing with Camo.
He sure did. In the worst way.
Ninjas on both sides, men and women, aren't just more so pushed away in the black community. I don't see it.
Again, it's funny that he's looking at other people as being ninjas when he's behaving like one.
Can I ask you a question?
No, I'd rather not. Not with you, because I saw what you did on the businessman's channel to that guy. Oh no.
Okay,
No, no, no,
pause
no.
I'm
it.
not gonna. I'm not. When he was
Pause it.
stupid, it's different. He was just dumb, and he did it to
Oh,
himself.
okay.
The
Can you
question that I
pause
want to
it?
ask you is,
Mhm.
do you don't care for ninjas, right? Like you separate yourself from them, right?
I'm trying
Like,
to
would
think.
you like to? You don't want to be. So I'll reframe the question. You don't
No,
want to
I
be
understood it the first time.
associated with ninja behavior, right?
I can't stand ninjas. They make me sick, and
So he can't stand himself.
So
Makes
she
sense.
she was gracious enough to address him and tell him he was different from the person she was talking about. Yet, did he not on his own video say that she could pull up too and he would talk to her? But now on when he came on here, and I want to make this extremely clear, I had no knowledge, no foreknowledge of what he did before he came over. But other people did. And I want to apologize to everyone who already knew, including Camo, especially Camo, and the people who already knew what was going on, because I had no idea. But on the video we just played of his, he specifically said she could pull up with Peso and he would talk to her. But when he comes over onto our panel, he now didn't want to talk to her when he called her out of her name. And she was still gracious enough to say, "You're not the same as that guy." And she wanted to ask him a question. And Camo has the utmost patience with a lot of these guys that I wouldn't even have.
Exemplary.
wow, I can't go that far because I'm on somebody else's channel. But yeah, I can't stand them. I really can't.
So I'm gonna ask you this: why would you be a part of an organization that has ninjas in it if that's not something that you represent, right?
Well, mainly because of the fact that once again, I could always take the good and the bad from any situation, and I could use what I use. I could throw away what I don't want or what's not necessary for me, which is the reason why I am a passport bro, and which is the reason why I was in Africa, and which is the reason why I do have an African wife. Because of the fact that it is a little bit hard to find someone here in the United States.
Right there, he said, "I do have an African wife," but then he passed. So
She passed,
she
according to
passed.
what
So
he
why
said,
is he
she
saying
passed
"do"
away.
instead of "did"?
I won't judge that because people grieve and people, it takes time for people to use tenses, if you understand what I'm saying, when in regards to a loved one. So you
Well,
can
I
still
don't
be
have.
saying,
I don't really respect this guy as much as to
I mean,
respect
I
his
get what you're
loss.
saying, but I mean, people in general, it takes them time when they're grieving to use different tenses when they're talking about a person that they love that passed away. So, you know,
Of America. I mean, there's just good and bad in almost everything. I mean, I don't think you can tip that equilibrium in any way, shape, and form wherever you go, or whether you say black
It
manosphere.
seems like they all do it. They act like they're high and mighty, and and
Yeah,
respectable and
above the
everything.
foolery. Yeah, they act like they're above the foolery, but then you
Right.
click on a
But they are
video and you
deeply
see
into it. They are a
exactly.
part of it.
Yeah, you click on one of their videos and you see just how much they're ingrained into that.
Right.
Or well, what do you guys call yourselves? I don't know. Is there a name?
We just grown adults. That's black people having
Okay.
adult conversations.
Okay, a bit condescending, but yeah. So
I don't even see how that was condescending, but especially when he knows the people he know, it's really kind of disturbing to me because he knows the type of guys he's around, and for him to say that with the kind of guys he's around and the way he behaves, for her to say what she said, which is this. Let me roll it back a little bit.
I could use what I use. I could throw away what I don't want or what's not necessary for me, which is the reason why I am a passport bro, and which is the reason why I was in Africa, and which is the reason why I do have an African wife, because of the fact that it is a little bit hard to
Yeah, I'm
find
sorry. I'm not giving him a pass for that. I don't care what he thinks, says, or why his wife passed.
someone here in the United States of America. I mean, there's just good and bad.
To me, he's trying. I mean, especially at a moment where he's speaking about this so purposefully, that doesn't just slip like that. I think basically, I don't know if I even believe him. I don't know if I believe him. After what he said to Camo, I have no. I'm just gonna. He's just a dude talking to me right now.
In almost everything. I mean, I don't think you can tip that equilibrium in any way, shape, and form wherever you go, or whether you say Black Manosphere or well, what do you guys call yourselves? I don't know. Is there a name?
We just grown adults. That's black people having
Okay.
adult conversations.
Okay, a bit condescending, but yeah.
Yeah.
So
What was a? Tell me what was condescending about her comment about saying we're just grown adults. See, that's how you know you're dealing with somebody who's expressing, at least in my opinion, some sociopathic behavior. I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying he that's what something a sociopath might do, maybe.
still at the exact same time,
No,
it's
at least
just
he's
good.
being serious. We don't have a name.
Oh no, the grown adults part. That was the part that was condescending.
Well, it was well,
No, I'm
no, not
serious.
really. If we're labeling these ninjas aren't grown adults, or they don't behave like grown adults.
Hey, but then now that there's once again flip side of every coin. There's ninja witches.
Okay,
So he's worried about them. You see,
right,
he's better than anybody here. He's just as grungy and crummy as they are.
right. Because the point wasn't whether they were ninja witches or anything like that. She made a statement, which was true, that is just we're just grown adults talking. We don't have a name. We don't have a label. And then you want to justify you saying that she was condescending when she really wasn't. She was really serious about what she said because we don't have a name.
But if you have chauvinistic thoughts, I could see him saying that.
Yeah.
Because she's making a more mature comment in reply to his
She's
comment.
been more mature the whole time.
Yeah. And that's bothering him. That's getting on his nerves.
You said women, when you qualified earlier, you called women and men ninjas. So you group them
there's
together.
No.
Didn't he just do that?
No, let it play out. Let me see.
No.
You grouped the ones that weren't good together, both men and women, right?
Maybe I should have made sure I actually explained myself a bit better. There are ninjas and then there are ninja women. They are
okay,
two
but they're
different
both
people.
ninjas, right?
They're still both ninjas, but they still both do something. So they do things totally different.
But
they both make me vomit differently. No, I'm being real with you. They make me vomit differently. But
no, but you probably can tolerate one over the other because you're a man. So
I can't tolerate either one of them.
But you said that they make you feel different, and I completely understand what you're saying.
So weird because his behavior is just as bad, or if not worse.
And do you see how tolerant Camo was being.
Yes. Camo was 100. That's for sure.
As a woman, mammies, which is what I call them, make me completely sick to my stomach, and I can't understand why they do the things that they do. So I don't have to deal with ninjas, but because I'm a woman, I'm still a black woman at the end of the day. So to see other black women behave the way that they do and support degeneracy, it bothers me. So I completely understand what you're saying.
Understandable. Well, as long as I'm conveying exactly what I'm saying correctly, and you're
No, I
getting it,
just
then that's
wanted to
fine.
ask the
Yeah.
question so I can get a better understanding of what you're saying. Because me personally, if there is, we'll say passport bros, since you brought them up, right? Or and that's what you pretty much say you're a part of that organization. For me, I wouldn't feel comfortable calling myself a passport bro because of the representation that they have. Even though I may not be none of those things, I still don't want no affiliation with that because that's not what I represent, but that's just me. So I just was asking you that question because when we talked about the manosphere, you said, well, it's two sides of a coin. But to be honest with you, even with black people, because of ninja behavior, we're all put in a pot together
And we look
because
terrible.
we all look like ninjas because we accept the ninja behavior of other ninjas. That's the way that it looks like.
But see, that's the point when you
we
have
put
to.
ourselves in that pot.
See, that's the point when you have to actually be able to create a Black America but without ninjas. That's what needs to happen, and that's what I pretty much promote, no matter what. I mean,
But you one of them, dude. You one of them.
Right. You can't create I mean, the thing that we always talk about is how black men are able to compartmentalize themselves in different categories and devoid themselves of the behavior of others, when in all actuality they are the same as the people that they're trying to separate themselves from. And while we continuously reiterate that Pookie and Ray Ray is a mindset, it's not a socioeconomic status, nor is it an educational level. It's a mindset. So again, you could be a Pookie like a Dennis Sperling. Dennis Sperling is a Pookie, like, and he's an attorney, but he's a Pookie. The guy that unalived his children's mothers, he was a Pookie, but he was a nurse anesthetist. So you can be a Pookie and make millions. I mean, Future is a Pookie. Nick Cannon is essentially a Pookie. So it doesn't matter what your socioeconomic status is, nor your educational level. A Pookie is a Pookie. A ninja is a ninja. And a lot of people are included in that, even though they like to divorce themselves from that title. They are exactly that by their behavior.
Can't do that when you're also a part of an organization that do ninja stuff.
Yeah.
How can you?
I can still.
How can you do that?
Okay, so now that's like you telling me that I can't be a Christian. Like
Wait.
you're really.
Okay, let me break something. Wait, let me say something real quick. Okay. Ale, you've seen the buffoonery that the passport bros do. They go out there. There's one guy who's endorsing men to be promiscuous. In retrospect, what I'm saying right here is falling on deaf ears when it comes to him. So,
well, not only that, you weren't aware of his video either, were you?
Not at this time, no.
So we're talking to him unaware of his history as it pertains to the passport bros, because my affiliation or acquaintance, should I say, with him was a few years ago when he went to Africa to marry the woman he was married to. So I didn't know anything outside of that. And again, it's the danger. It's representative, on a smaller scale of the dangers that occur in families. So essentially, we consider ourselves a tribe. So what I did was I allowed a wolf among our tribal members, and this happens often in families. Is we allow people to come in that are a danger to our family, and it takes an incident to blow up before we're aware of what we've allowed in.
We got videos of dudes chasing down homeless women to have sex with them. We have videos of them disrespecting decent black women. We have them
calling each and every black woman in America
Disrespecting decent black women. Camo's a decent black woman.
That
This
part.
dude disrespected her.
garbage things. And then what you're saying is that you want to associate with these guys because you call yourself a passport bro. Now, passport bro, that the leaders of the passport bros, they're the ones doing the most of the buffoonery. Okay.
I bet he was just chuckling in his mind.
And then we have different levels of we've seen passport bros where they are literally sending death threats to other people who don't like what they do. They literally say stuff like, "Oh, I'm gonna go."
I'm sure he's one of the guys that I'm referring to. I'm sure he's one of their buddies too. I guarantee you.
At you like a fish and so on and so forth. Do you really want to associate yourself with this, or do you want to just go on your own, your own path? What makes you want to?
Boy, this sounds funny to me. All right. So, do you have any closing comments you'd like to make?
Yes, I want to particularly apologize to Camo from the bottom of my heart, sincerely, because I wasn't aware of his behavior, and this will never happen again, especially as it pertains to a male in our space. And again, I want to reiterate, this is the danger. It is just representative of the dangers that we allow into our family units unaware, and why we must be cautious of every black male that we allow in our presence and in our sphere, because they may present a certain way and turn out to be another way. And people such as Prism can smell them from a mile away. Thank you so much, Prism.
Thank you, Camo.
And thank you, Camo, for your patience and for always being more patient than I am with these types of guys.